Okay, folks, welcome. Thanks for joining us. This is Spoon TV. We are coming to you live from the headquarters of the Alternative National Congress, the ANC, here in our town, precisely at the Catholic Junction. My name is Nelson Coulet, and I want to welcome all of you to this very important broadcast. We are here basically to bring you a coverage of a major press conference expected to start any moment from now. This press conference is going to be addressed by major opposition political parties across the country. Here you have the Alternative National Congress. Of course, the ANC happens to be the host of this press conference here today. And you also have other political parties, the CDC, the immediate past ruling political party, is also going to be addressing the press conference here today. And you also have folks from the ALP, the NPP, and other political parties, the Movement for Economic Empowerment, and other major political parties that are going to be addressing this press conference here today. Now, before now, there was a situation where last Tuesday, those major political parties converged here at this same point where they addressed the nation of key national issues. They highlighted the respect for the rule of law, and of course, they went on to address lots of key national issues, calling on the president and the current administration to respect the rule of law. They frowned on the party's decision to take a side with the majority black at the House of Representatives, and of course, they said today as that day where they will come back to give a major message to the country, and those key opposition political parties have converged here today. Is a major press conference. They are expected to start any moment from now, and of course, this is where we are. Thanks for joining us. This is Spoon TV. My name is Nelson Coulet. Here today we have folks from all of the political parties, having reset of the CDC, Councillor Lafia Oratio School of the Alternative National Congress, the chairman. You have the chairman of the CDC, Anthony Janga Cole, seated there, and you also have folks from all the political parties. I may not be familiar with all of the names here, seated on the high table. At the back are other Star Wars members of the different political parties, and on the flip side here you have the youth league from the different political parties chanting slogans. The battle cry is on as the stage is now set for this major press conference here. Liberians are waiting to see what exactly those major political parties are going to say to the country today. What is going to be their message to the nation? Why are they convening this major press conference in the first place? These are all concerns that Liberians are having at the moment, and we look forward to how it goes. But this is a collaboration. The CDC, the Alternative National Congress, the Movement for Economic Empowerment, all those major political parties converging here for this major press conference. Thanks a lot for joining us. Of course, we are here live, from the headquarters of the Alternative National, where the three major political parties in the country are expected to conduct a major press conference today. Aside from the young people during the background, there are folks here who are from the different political parties as well. They've converged here in support, in show of support to their political parties, and of course they are here in very numbers, gathering from across the different political parties, addressing in solidarity of their political parties here today. So thanks for joining us. This is Spoon TV. We are here. Alright, so we remain posted to bring you all of the updates Here was we had the former vice president of the Republic of Liberia here. We had okay, so we are getting signal that the press conference will be starting any moment from now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nelson Colette. This is Spoon TV. We are here live at the headquarters of the Alternative National Congress, and you have the ANC chairman, Councillor Lafia Orations. Next to him is the chairman of the CDC, Mr. Janga Cole. We have officials of other political parties here as well. And the high table is set as the folks are getting ready to address this major press conference here today. The young people are chanting the battle cries, and of course, this is what the situation is. Spoon TV, thanks for joining us. We are getting signals that the program will be taking up any moment from now.
Amanda! 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 Amanda, opposition unity away to Amanda! 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 Amanda as an province away to Amanda, 12 man we are away to Amanda, Musa away to Amanda! 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 Amanda, Amanda away to I want to go here. 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 The thing I'm looking for. Looking for the cancer down. They're looking for. They're looking for the cancer down. Oh, they're looking for.
Wilfred Bangura, former Deputy Minister at the Ministry of Commerce, formerly of the NDR of Senator Prince Johnson, has arrived. Of course, he's here as well. The atmosphere here at the headquarters of the Alternative National Congress. Thanks for joining us. This is Spoon TV.
And so, as you hear last week Friday, on the impasse at the House of Representatives. And so, our president, who thought, who had been a law-abiding president, with his 40 plus years of experience, we thought he would have been the one to, adhere to the rule of law. Unfortunately, he did not do so. Unfortunately, he went against the rule of the Supreme Court. And so we came here on last Friday, as you may all be aware, to ask him to retract whatever statement he made in terms of not recognizing the Supreme Court ruling. Alright, in terms of the impasse at the House of Representatives. He did not do that, and so that's why we have reconvened today again. So we have reconvened again today to get the last to get the last mandate for the opposition political parties. Amanda! 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 Baka will be forced to respect the rule of law way to. Amanda! Baka will respect our political way to. Oh, Nibasia, I want to go here. I want to go here. The large assembly was to ask for the Baka to do the needful in accordance with the ruling from the Supreme Court. He did not do that, and so we are here today, to go forward into our next course of action. And so that's why we are here quickly. We don't want to bore you. We want to do first. We'll have welcome remarks will be done by the host political party, my own political party, and that will be done by our national chairman, Chairman Lafia Emmanuel Oresho. Chairman.
We will not be long and winded. We will try to state the purpose for which we are here. First, let me welcome all of you to our headquarters. Of course, the political leaders from the respective parties are now engaged in intense discussions. So that is why the members of those parties are even here. I see in the audience operatives also from the National Security Agency, the NSA. You are welcome, because what we are doing here is not unorthodox. It is something that is within the pale of the law. So we see you here, we recognize you, we know you're here. Want you to send good reports that we are all law-abiding people here and we're doing good things. So we've been in this business a long time. We know you here. We want you to have a good time here with us. And so all of you that have come, we say welcome. This is an initiative that started as a result of the will of the people. We didn't plan this. It's all spontaneous. So I'd like to thank all of you, my distinguished interlocutors, fellow colleagues from the different political parties. I'm glad to welcome all of you here. I say, let's have a good time and have a wonderful discussion here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman Boo. Can we give me another round of applause? Look, he made a very powerful welcome remarks. He said that very well. We say welcome to you operatives of the government who are here present, specifically NSA. We're not doing anything, illegal here. We are a political party. We have the right to freedom of assembly. So you are here, you want water, secretly you can ask for our medicines, they will provide you water to drink. Thank you very much. Quickly, recognition of guests, platform guests. We have other political parties present here, and plus some pressure groups. So we have to recognize everybody, and that will be done. That will be done by our own brother from the CDC, Gayeson David.
Okay, so we'll call your institution. Those on that particular institution, you stand up and introduce yourself, because we don't want to be charged for not recognizing that you.
My name is Wilfred Bandura. I'm the National Secretary General of the CMC. It's great to be here.
So you're not making remarks at the introduction. Introduce yourself as leaders of your party.
Thank you. I'm James Yogi, the National Chairperson of the CMC. Amanda! Amanda! Well, Mustafa Kiofi passed away. I think you chairperson of the CMC.
Period of time, we'll start from the back rows. We'll give you a microphone. You are representing a particular institution. You stand up, call your name, and state the institution you are representing. The gentleman at the tail row, you are representing a particular institution.
This is Carolina's Mission Center, the Council of Great Master Country. I am representing the new alliance member of the Labour Party that stands to resist
Thank you. The non-alliance member of the.
I am Mohammed M.J. Mansale, Chairman of the All Liberian Solidarity Party, ASA.
Where you going?
I'm Kefa Jamakone, he is the National Treasurer. All right, I'm Premier Dollar, National Coordinator, National Development Party.
I am Mr. Patrick Wambo, somebody who has fully come over and now chairman of mobilization and chairman of the ANC pending national convention.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone in the second and third row that is representing a particular political party or any solidarity institution?
Thank you. I'm Abdi D. Kane, Chairperson, Maserati Youth League. United Congress for Democratic Change.
This one is advisor to the National Chairman CDC.
Member of CDC.
Well, I'm Christopher D. Kenneth, the National Vice Chair for Human Resource Development of the Revolutionary National Youth League.
Thank you. Okay, so we yes. Amanda. Okay, by the way of introduction, I'm Winston Gray, National Youth Chair, Move. So we are done with the second and third rows. We are on the first row.
I'm Dauda Meska, representing National Patriotic Party, the NPP.
Good afternoon. I am Prince Main. I'm the National Chairman for the Movement for Economic Empowerment. Move.
Hello, my name is Emmanuel Gall, Chairman of the Concerned Partisans of the National Patriotic Party, NPP.
Another chairman of the NPP there just introduced himself. Spoon TV, we're still here, coming to you live from the headquarters of the Alternative National Congress.
I'm Anthony Janga Eko, with National Chairman of the CDC. Okay.
Good afternoon to all. I'm Jeremiah Ellison Pay, National Secretary General Movement for Economic Empowerment. Move.
So the introduction justifies the diversification of political parties that are here represented and all solidarity groups. So at this critical juncture, I'm honored to return the microphone to the master of ceremony who will proceed with this gathering.
Thank you. And I'm sorry, my name is Desmond U.J. Nimle. I'm the National Deputy Secretary General of the Alternative National Congress. Thank you. So, quickly, we go to the next item on our agenda. So we are formulating a secretariat, a working group today that will determine our next course of action in regards to the flagrant disrespect to the rule of law by President 40 plus years experience worker. And so we say that will be done by the national chairman of the Congress for Democratic Change, Anthony Janga Augustus Cole.
All right, so you have the folks now. The chairman of the CDC will shortly address. He will shortly address the conference. So we are the Alternative National.
Thank you.
So
Thank
the
you.
CDC chairman.
Thank you
John
very much.
Bako
Thank
will
you
now
very much.
address
Thank you
the
for coming.
press conference.
Chairpersons of our political parties here present. We were here on Friday where we made a demand on the government, on the President Boakai. We're trying to afford him the opportunity to go and correct himself. Because nobody in the Republic of Liberia is above the law. Nobody in the Republic of Liberia is above the Constitution. Nobody in the country is above the ruling of the Supreme Court. So we are assembled here on Friday, and we did provide the President and the government of the Unity Party an opportunity to correct themselves. Apparently that request fell on deaf ears. But we knew the President would not have retracted his defiance of the Constitution of the country. And we all know by the President's defiance of the ruling of the Supreme Court, he is in flagrant violation of the law. He's in serious breach of duty. He has violated the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. So in the last few days, political parties and stakeholders have been consulting, and today we are here to announce a national coordinating secretariat for the rule of law in the Republic of Liberia. On this note, we'll be calling on all political parties to designate 3 persons in the next 48 hours to the secretariat. We'll be submitting those names to Chairman Horatio Gu, and I will be coordinating the group. And we'll call on all stakeholders, various political parties that are here present, kindly submit in the next 48 hours 3 names that will be working on the secretariat. And we can assure President Boakai and the Unity Party that you'll be hearing from us very, very soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman Cole. You want to give the chairman another hand of applause, please? Amanda. And so let's quickly recognize the Senator of Margini County, former chairman of the Congo for Democratic Change, Senator Nathaniel McGill. Amanda, they will not distract us away too. Amanda, they will not distract us away too. Oh, opposition united say. Oh, opposition united say. Respond. Opposition united say. Amanda, don't get distracted away too. Amanda. So we will quickly call on Senator McGill to briefly speak to us before we close this all-important meeting. Senator McGill. Before Senator McGill will take Mr. Masale to speak to us from the All Liberia Solidarity Party.
Amanda. Well, we don't have much to say today. We as stakeholders and people of the Republic of Liberia have to respect the rule of law, and we demand the rule of law for anybody, no matter who you think you can be. Nobody in this country is above the law. Nobody. From the president down to the sweeper, we are all subject to the law. So if someone think that they are above the law, the country citizen and its stakeholder will demand you to come to the law. The last arbiter of law in this country is the Supreme Court. So we must all respect the court. Why do you think people go to court? To go seek redress because you want justice. And if justice come and you cannot obey that justice, we will demand you to forcibly obey the justice. We are citizens of the country and we are stakeholders. So let me remind the government again. The chairman has spoken. We are going to make our contribution and we are going to work with the committee to make sure that the rule of law will be respected.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Chairman. That's Chairman Masale from the All Liberal Solidarity Party. So we'll take a quick remark from the Senator of Margibi County, Senator Nathaniel McGill.
Amanda! Amanda! Thank you very much. Let me, on behalf of the CDC Legislative Caucus, on behalf of senators who believe in the Constitution, I want to say thanks to the leadership of the political parties that are represented here today. I want to recognize the chairman of the ANC, on whose party ground we are holding this very important meeting. And I also want to recognize the political leaders of the various parties that are represented here. You know, I'm a senator. This struggle is not about Fonanti Kofa. So I want to make the point very clear. This is not an attempt to impose Fonanti Kofa as speaker on his colleagues. This effort is an effort intended to protect the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. I hear people in the government, some of them claim that, you know, the Supreme Court does not have the power to enforce a decision, therefore it should not take the decision. Into 3 branches with specific responsibility for each of the branches. The Constitution gave the legislature, the only power we have as lawmaker is derived from the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. The power the president and members of the executive, including the police, including the Attorney General, who has the authority to arrest people and ensure that people are prosecuted under the executive. The only reason why he can do that is because of one instrument. That instrument is the Constitution that gives him the power. Similarly, the Constitution gave the Supreme Court the power to interpret all laws, rules, laws, and the Constitution. When the Supreme Court interprets the Constitution, the executive, headed by the president, they are under obligation. Under obligation is not something that it's not a choice. It is an authority from the Constitution that they have to enforce the decision of the Supreme Court. And it is sad today in Liberia that members of the executive will not say they don't respect certain ruling of the Supreme Court, but they want to go back to the court to give them ruling that will favor them, then they respect the court. That is a sad story. It's also seen that when the Supreme Court make decision, the people of Liberia, who authority the Constitution is ascribed, you put police in the street, just because they posted they want to defend the Constitution, you put police in the street. You wouldn't have a choose. 2 things that happen. Either you suspend the Constitution, you bring military regime that we don't want. That we don't want because there's a democracy. It is a democracy. And a democracy is protected by the rule of law. Democracy. Liberia will never go back to the old past. The country will not go back. But we are under obligation as leaders of the country
In 2017, more than 1,000 people went to election. Each one of us got supporters. Some people won with just 400 votes. Some people won with 2,000 votes. Some people won difference of 50 votes. But because the constitution says you can win on simple majority, people won, so today you get authority. So it's a shame that by our colleagues, some of whom in the lower house, will now assume that they are bigger than Liberia. They're not bigger than Liberia. And I want to call on the president, as a son of Lofa County, not to be misled by individuals. Look, there are history in the country. When you are the president, President Baka, please listen to me, because I had the opportunity to be chief of staff of the president. When you are the president of the republic, you have people around you who will tell you to do the wrong thing. But when you fail, they will say you can't listen. Those people will say you can't listen. Mr. Baka, President Baka, you said God wanted you to be president. And you are president of the Republic of Liberia. You have to maintain and make sure you protect the Constitution of the Republic, because you took an oath to do so. So I want to make it clear. I hear people say, oh, CDC or the opposition want to use fanatic cover so they can undermine the government. That's not true. Because we are part and parcel of the government, we're not undermine it. Look, I tell people, listen, enjoy your year. President Weah, a member of the opposition, majority of the people supported him, decided that he will relinquish power to make sure that democracy reign in the country. So when I use a small office like Speaker of Business to try to undermine the country, but at the same time, we got to call on you, Mr. President, to respect the decision of the Supreme Court, not to undermine the decision of the Supreme Court. Today, we see a lot of young children running around and say, oh, the code, they will not respect the code, they get power. They're not true. The Constitution gave, there's nowhere in the Constitution that say the Senate or the House of Representatives can reject a ruling from the court, because under Article 66 of our Constitution, the court has the authority to interpret a random decision that affects citizens of the Republic. So it's important. So it is not wrong for you to stand up for the Constitution. Nobody should make you afraid. Not even the police director. Because let the police director know. Let the police director know today. You may have the gun. You may come after our people. But mind you, after you leave, there will be walk around court coming. Some of you will be held for human rights abuses. So remember this today. You can take all the gun you're going around, think you can suppress people. By the time you see people say defend Constitution, you put police in the street, you think you're making people afraid. But you're not going to make police, you're not going to make Liberian people afraid. We are not threatening anything. We are saying, even you, the policeman, you are under obligation to respect the Constitution of the Republic. So you don't make people afraid. You don't make Liberians afraid by getting in the street, by putting police in the street, you're running around. The police know you just do what you want to do. You think you can use guns to suppress Liberian people because they're standing up for the rule of law? There's not but CDC, there's not but ANC, there's not but CMC, there's not but Liberia Party, it's not but ALP, it's not about any other opposition party. It is about the Constitution of the Republic. Liberian, you have right. This is not a party business. This is your fundamental right that people are playing with. If the people can respect the code, they can arrest any one of you. You go to court, the court rule in your favor. They will say they're not accepting it because they get power, they get gun. They will say put you in jail. So we want to call our young brothers who today have power. Some of them, you all know who I'm talking to. Some of you get power today. And you're abusing the very people who gave you power. And believing that you can do that to suppress the people. But mind you, my brother, there were more than 24 leaders ahead of you. There will be people after you. But remember, you will account for your days in office. And the people of Liberia will not be afraid to stand up for the right thing. So yeah, when people go to court, United Party, my friend went, they started accusing former vice president or trying to bring. No, nobody in the opposition want to bring any war. And I want to thank the opposition community to continue to stand up for the rule of law. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Because the days of reckoning will soon be here. Those who are violating the rights of Liberians will have to answer one day. I don't care how long it takes, they will answer. They will answer. No one is above the law. It takes you 10 years, you will answer for things they are doing. So I want to call the president to open your eyes. To open your eyes. To open your eyes. To know that what is happening to the people of Liberia is not right. It's not right. Respect the decision. Respect the decision. Fonanti is a member of the House of Representatives. A police elected him. And if they want to move him, they should move him based on the procedure laid down in the Constitution. The Supreme Court has made a decision. Fonanti is the speaker. Fonanti is the speaker. But the people, the members of the legislature, members of the House of Representatives, still have right to say, you are the speaker, but we don't want you that you are responsible, that you are prerogative. It's not our prerogative. It is their prerogative. If they want to move in, they can move in. If Fonanti decide that, low, for the country's sake, I want to make the decision in the interest of Liberian people, it is Fonanti's right. It is the right of Fonanti. But the decision of the court must be respected. And I want to promise you, we are calling on our Senate colleagues, to stand up for the people of Liberia. Because if you don't stand up for the people of Liberia, 2029 will be here. You will come back to seek the mandate from the people. And the people will say, but you were there, you didn't listen. You were there because of yourself. And so I want to encourage you. We want Liberians to stand up for the rule of law in a peaceful way. In a peaceful way. Because now they make it that the opposition want to use the Fonanti situation to hold the government hostage. Nobody wants the government to be held hostage. So we want to make it clear. We want to debunk that misinformation. It's not in our interest. If we're not in our interest, in 2023 when President we are considered, it's not in our interest today. No, we don't want to take power forcefully. The people of Liberia will return power to the opposition. They will return power to the opposition. The opposition will act collectively. And when that day comes, a leader will be decided. And the opposition will act together. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. The police will do what they want to do. Gregory Coleman knows very well. He can pass it around. He will not violate people, right? He will answer. Gregory will answer. Look, anybody, whether you're a military man, you're a policeman, when you violate even your official government, your days will come that you will answer. I don't care how long it takes you to answer. So we want to encourage you. We want to encourage the political parties to continue to stand together. We in the Senate and members of the legislature will continue to advocate on your behalf. We'll continue to speak for you. This country belongs to everyone. It does not belong to one political party. It does not belong to a president. It does not belong to a senator or a member of the House of Representatives. It belongs to the people of Liberia. And under Article 1 of our Constitution, you have the power. You made a government. And you can demand the government to act for and on your behalf. So I want to thank you very much for this opportunity. I want to assure you that you are not in this alone. We are in it together. And God bless you.
Thank you, Senator McGill. So we quickly call on the Secretary General of the Citizens Movement for Change, Mr. Wilford Bangura. Mr. Bangura.
Wilford Bangura.
Thank you very much.
Of the CMC.
Senator McGill. esteemed and astute chairman of various political parties, to my own party chairman, Mr. James M.V. Yogi, to Liberians and the full web state. I particularly thought that it's a very challenging moment to speak right after an erudite and well-polished statesman, Honorable Nathaniel Falumago, has spoken. I think that this is a big challenge. However, my comments will be just an addendum to what he said. The CMC was founded and built. The CMC thinks that it is our natural obligation to defend the rule of law, to defend the Constitution, no matter what, and whatever the price is, the CMC is prepared to pay that price. In political theory, the philosopher Thomas Hobbes, when he spoke about the Leviathan, the rise of the strong man, when he argued during the monarchy of England, when kings thought that they had absolute power, that they could do just anything within their own means, Thomas Hobbes proposed that governments must be ruled by strong men. But John Locke disagreed. He introduced the philosophy of vigilante justice. And vigilante justice was the pillar and foundation upon which the American democracy was built. And Liberia itself was founded on the basis of that political theory. Liberia adopted a political philosophy based on vigilante justice. This is the justice that honors God's our democracy. This is the justice in which the citizens surrender certain rights to a government through a process called the social contract theory. That the government is under obligation to protect the rights, the other rights that are left by the people. Today in Liberia, nearly after 2 decades of our national existence, we still see our nation on the precipice of danger. The rights, the vigilante rights of citizens are being challenged. We have a government that's adopting the philosophy of Thomas Hobbes. Liberia cannot embrace a Leviathan. Liberia cannot embrace a strong man. Liberia can only embrace a strong institution. And so the CMC is here today in solidarity with political parties in this momentous march to emancipate Liberia from the spiral of international ignominy, from decadence, from all of the negative indices that we see happening here today. So we are here today to speak to the government directly. That we feel that the government has broken the social contract theory. The theory that the government signed with the people of Liberia. That the Constitution will be the supreme and organic law of the Republic. We see that the government is abrogating the Constitution. And under the Constitution, this amounts to treason. The Liberian people, under the guise of Article 1, has got the power to redress, to recourse, to re-engineer the democracy and to save this nation from fast cascading into those dark years. And to ensure that we preserve a prosperous, a peaceful, safer society for our children and our children's children. So the CMC is here today in solidarity with every Liberian who is angry about the bastardization of the Constitution. The CMC stands in solidarity with every Liberian who thinks that the nation is fast cascading off the trajectory of democracy. We live in a democracy. We do not live in an autocracy. We do not live in an authoritarian regime. We do not live in a despotism. We live in a country where every citizen has got the right, their rights must be protected. You can't have the Supreme Court. When I was in high school, I was told that the Supreme Court was the highest court in the country. I was told that when the Supreme Court opines, its verdict was law and gospel. That you could only appeal to heaven. The Supreme Court had the final say on all matters of life and death. In Liberia today, the Supreme Court no longer has the final say on matters of life and death under this government. The Supreme Court must be respected. The court has spoken. We want to rally the Liberian people. This is not time where you fall back on common partisanship. This is not the time where you blind your eyes to reality and say because you belong to a certain political party or a certain quadrant of society, you are going to blind in your eyes to the voice of justice. It was Blaise Pascal who said these words many years ago, that whatever is just must be powerful, so that whatever is powerful must be just. You cannot have a social society with immense incompatibilities and contradictions. So we are here in solidarity with all political parties. We are here to send a clarion call to all CMCians around this country that very soon you will receive your marching orders. We will have to stand for justice. We will have to stand for democracy. We will have to stand for the rule of law. We will have to stand for the Constitution of the Republic. And I want to leave you with these words. That most times our people gather to express themselves, they are oftentimes met with police brutality. They are oftentimes met with jail sentences, where police will come and arrest you, intimidate you, and harass you. As if under the Constitution you don't have the right to express yourselves. Well, we're here to tell you that this phase is a phase of self-purification. We are prepared for this challenge. That even if they bundle you up and take you to jail, you march on into those jails and change them from a dungeon of shame to a haven of freedom and human dignity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bangura. So we'll quickly take on the representative from the National Patriotic Party to say a few.
Former Deputy Minister.
Hi. Well, like you all know, the National Patriotic Party has come a long way in this country. We have had the experience of real governance, not the experience that we see here today. Whatever you see the NPP to be a part of, you know it's a serious thing. We who have had no cause to be around talking about governance today or government, if the government was moving right, because like you well know, we were in power. But because of the respect for the rule of law, for peaceful coexistence, we agreed to whatever the results were and we gave way for people to live peacefully. If there is any contradiction, we come by to tell you that we do not support it and we look forward to everyone across this country not to think like someone said, it is Fonati Kofa's business. No, it's not about Fonati. It could be you tomorrow, you take into court and probably have read it as rendered and they say, no, they disagree. So again, let me come back to tell you, please be ready for whatever action that will come, provided the Secretariat and the rest of the political parties decide the direction to take, and I'm sure we're going to stand by the law. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Lastly, we will take the representation from the Liberia Party's president, Mr. Kanga.
Like I said, good evening again to our leaders, the immediate past government, CDC, and members of the CMC and other collaborating political parties that stand to defend the rule of law. I am a founding member of the Liberty Party that always supported the Liberty Party since 2005. But when it came to an auction in a roundup where we needed to decide between the current president, President Joseph Nima Bouaka, and President George Mada, we are in 2023. We chose competence over tribalism. We chose competence over divisiveness. We chose competences over wickedness. And we fairness to the president. We are in the runoff. Unfortunately for us, and due to the respectability of the rule of law, President, we are graciously conceded defeat in a minimum margin. The current performance and action of the president have proven to me that if he were the president, he wouldn't have accepted defeat and to take government over. If he cannot succumb and accept defeat for a single speaker position, you wouldn't take over a government that gets 5,000 appointees that manage billions of dollars in Liberia resources. You don't take such government over. So since we reconcile our party, Liberty Party, and some few individuals based upon their own selfish political interest decide to stay aligned with this government, I was able to mobilize ALP partisans, calling ourselves the non-alliance members of the Liberty Party that stand by the rule of law. Because if Councillor Charles Walker Bronsky were alive, he wouldn't have been silenced for the flagrant violation of the rule of law and the disobedience to the Supreme Court, which in keeping with Article 76 is treasonous. When you subvert the ruling of the Constitution or Supreme Court, it's treasonous. Because Article 66 and Article 65 of the Constitution make it very clear when the Supreme Court rule, all branches of government will abide. Nobody can alter. The Supreme Court is the final operator of justice and the final entity that can settle constitutional dispute. And the executive is under the obligation to implement, to enforce. We need a backline. You took oath to defend and protect the Constitution. But President Joseph Boakai had made me to retrospect that the same idea he borrowed from the junta regime under Samakaya Do, when they overthrew a legitimate government trouble, and he was one of the cabinet ministers and he was using the title mayor, where they looted this country with all accountability. That's the same style of leadership we want to introduce in a legitimate government. And I, Kalomina Michel Kanga, a proud son of Grand Basakanda, a founding member of the Liberty Party, who believe in the ideology of Councillor Charles Walker Bronsky, he wouldn't have been silent. He won all in 2017 about the evil pregnancy and won all against President Joseph Nima Boakai. Today, it has come to pass. And I stand with the majority to resist lawlessness and violation of our Constitution and submit.
Thank you. That was a very powerful message there from the non-alliance member of the Liberty Party, Mr. Kanga. Thank you very much. With that being said, Amanda, the thing they're looking for, they can't sit down. Oh, they're looking for, they can't sit down. Alema opposition bene. Respect the rule of law. Alema promise bene. Alema we are bene. Alema bene bene. Alema bene. Amanda, Africa away too. Amanda, you must respect the rule of law away too. Amanda, no negotiation away too. Opposition, you know they say. We'll force you to respect our constitution. Say. We will not negotiate what you say. Amanda. And so we will take the vote of thanks quickly, and that will be done by the host, chairman again, Chairman Lafia, Oresho Good. Chairman Good.
Thank you. Enough have been said. All I want to say to the government and the people of Liberia, the opposition is very serious. We will respect the rule of law. If anyone out there will be thinking that we're not serious, we want you to think again. We're very serious, and we will respect the rule of law. You can take that to the bank. We will not be lawless, but this government will respect the rule of law. Thank you very much for coming. This juncture, we ask all of you to kindly stand as we have our platform guests leave the podium and the stage. Thank you very much for coming.
So you have officials, different political parties now exiting. You have officials of the different political parties leaving now. And of course, this is Spoon TV. Thanks for joining us. You have officials of the different political parties. This is the end of the engagement here with the different political parties, the young people, supporters, sympathizers of the different political parties are now escorting the chairperson, the respective leaders to
I'd like to clarify that it is a belief somewhere in the minds of the ruling party that the opposition wants to use this financial situation to cause chaos in the country. That's not true. We will pursue all legal and possible means, diplomatic, legal means to convince the president. And I'd like to reach out to the president. You know, I don't want to reach out to all the young guys. It is President Baka's government. Like I said before, when I spoke in Karatan, I said, look, listen, I'm a son of Lofa country. I'm a member of the opposition. I want to call on the president directly. Because you know, when things go wrong, people believe the president. The president took an oath to protect the Constitution. The Supreme Court has decided to try to play politics, and I hear people interpret. All the lawyers who are making interpretations, they're their personal opinion. Their opinion is not relevant in this matter. The court has decided. Fanati is the speaker. However, like I said in Canada, the membership of the House of Representatives still have the right to say they don't want Fanati. So we're not attempting to impose Fanati on a colleague. And we will never attempt to do so because it was the colleague we elected him. But at the same time, there are rules to remove the speaker. If we don't follow the rule, there will be chaos in the country. When President we have won the election in the first round, he won simple majority, but he was not the president because the constitution says you win 50% plus one.
There are some people who think that what is happening now falls squarely at the feet of the lawmakers and not at the presidency. What can you say?
No, the president is under obligation to enforce the decision of the court. That is the. You did say it, man. That's it. It's more elementary civic. The executive branch has the power. People say Supreme Court not get mad. Supreme Court cannot enforce it, but Supreme Court is now under obligation to enforce its own rule.
So what do you think your police will be doing? So what are you saying?
The first thing, let me tell you something. And I just want to say if Fanati were to resign today, because he's the speaker today, and there is no election to elect a new speaker, what about white ballot? Or by whatever means. And could continue to act without an election. You will be acting illegally because Supreme Court says so. Supreme Court says so. So they can do what they want to do. The government can do
business with the majority.
Come again?
Do you see the Senate doing business with the majority?
Well, up to the Senate, as a member of the Senate, we will say the Senate should not do business. But if the Senate choose to violate the law, also they respect the court. A majority member decide to do that because they get a protest, they get other member, they can do that. But there's always a consequence after they leave power.
So are you going to lobby with your colleagues?
I will do my best. My view is my view. We will say that when we return, that the constitution should be respected, the court decision should be respected. Now that's a different politics from Kofa. Like I said, it's a different issue regarding Kofa. Kofa is the speaker, but if Kofa cannot get the support of a colleague, he will make a decision whether he should stay with me or he want. Obviously, I know Kofa will not want to be leading on people that he can't control.
So thank you very much.
Of course. That's the reason why we are asking them to dialogue, because in a political process you have to dialogue to find solutions. So we are encouraging dialogue to make sure they find a solution, because that's the only way.
Thank you very much. All right, folks. Again, we want to say thanks a lot to you for watching Spoon TV. Of course, we've been coming to you here live from the headquarters of the Alternative National Congress. And of course, we want to say thanks a lot for joining us. Folks, we want to say thanks a lot for joining us. Okay. So again, folks, we want to say thanks a lot. This is Spoon TV. I'm Nelson Colette, Ernest Bernard on camera. Of course, we've been bringing you a live coverage from the headquarters of the Alternative National Congress, the ANC, where major opposition political parties in the country have been having an engagement. They had a press conference today in furtherance of the press conference about 1 week ago, where they called on the attention of national leaders. They called on the president to respect the Supreme Court's ruling. Last Tuesday, you had the former vice president, Jua Howard Taylor, the chairman of STEN, former chairman of the CDC, Mohamed Malu, and other political leaders, heads of different institutions here on the grounds of the Alternative National Congress. But today, the former vice president was not here present, but the former chief, the former minister of state for presidential affairs, now senator of Margibi County, Senator Nathaniel Fallow McGill, was here representing the CDC. He's a former chairman of the party as well. We had the current chairman of the CDC here, Janga Ko. We had Councillor Good of the ANC, the chairman of the Alternative National Congress. The CMC of Mr. Musa Hassan Bilete was represented as well by Mr. Wilfred Bangura, and of course you have folks from other different institutions. The ANC of course was the host, and you had the Liberty Party represented here by an individual as well. We didn't get to see some of the stars of the Liberty Party, but a gentleman claiming to be a founding member of the Liberty Party represented the institution here. Well, those political parties, about 5 political parties, have gathered here today. They gathered here, and of course, they've been highlighting the current issues in the country. They think that the president of the Republic of Liberia, giving his recent statement or his recent reaction to the impasse at the House of Representatives, have decided to take a side. This is something they say they resist, and due to that, the chairman of the CDC did announce a kind of team, a secretariat or a body that's going to comprise members, a representation of each of those major political parties that have decided to come together under one umbrella for this cause. They're going to have that team set up representing 2 representation from each of the political parties, and they are going to decide what their next course of action will be. Now, given the last week press conference, there was an expectation that today these major political parties would have said exactly what they intend to do, what their next course of action is. A lot of people have been insinuating protests from the angle of those different political parties, but that didn't get to be the reality today, as the political parties did not say exactly what they're about to do or what their next course of action is. But what the chairman of the CDC did announce was that in the coming days, they're going to set up the team, the secretariat, national secretariat, and it's going to comprise members from each of the major political parties, and that secretariat is going to work on things behind the scenes, and they're going to make a final decision with respect to how they proceed. Addressing this conference today was the Margibi County Senator, Senator Nathaniel Fallow McGill. In his address, he disagreed with the position of the executive, the president. He went on to recognize Honorable J. Fonati Kofa, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, based on the Supreme Court's ruling. And he went on to say that his colleagues, it's now time that the senators, his colleagues, see reason to go in line with what the Supreme Court said. At the moment, the situation with the Supreme Court, the ruling from the Supreme Court in the impasse at the House of Representatives have left the country divided. Everyone is taking their side at the moment. All the political institutions have decided to take their sides, while a few of the political institutions are divided with respect to this particular situation. And at the moment, for example, you had the NPP represented on the other side, taking side with the Unity Party, while some members of the NPP are on this end taking side with the major opposition political parties that are opposing the stance of the president or the stance of the majority bloc. Now you have some members of the ALP who were present at the Unity Party press conference, and you also had some folks from the ALP that are present here today. So what that says is that even the political parties at the moment are divided with respect to how they move forward, how they engage, what their thoughts are on the ruling from the Supreme Court and the impasse at the House of Representatives. Folks, we thought to bring you a quick update. The next meeting or the next engagement from those major political parties is yet to be announced, but we look forward to what comes up as we will be posted to give you updates every step of the way. Thanks for watching Spoon TV. My name is Nelson Colette. Thanks to Ernest Bender on camera. Till we come your way. Have a good day and bye-bye for now.